Hello and welcome to the Pickup WNBA podcast. I'm your host, Cathryn Freddie.
And I'm your other host, Freddie Rivas. What's up?
This is episode 90.
Yes.
Woo!
90.
Into the 90s. Also, unlike the 90s, we are finally on YouTube, everyone.
Yeah.
We're finally on YouTube. The YouTube channel is called the Pickup WNBA podcast. That is what it's called, right?
It's the Pickup WNBA Pod 1050.
Stop. Oh my God.
It is. So at the Pickup WNBA Pod 1050, thank you to our first bunch of subscribers.
Why is it called 1050?
I think that's all we can get.
That's crazy. Well, we're there. We're
there. People have found us.
I didn't notice we were called 1050.
I did. And yeah, people found us.
People found us. Okay, so here's the thing. We're on YouTube. Last week's episode is up on YouTube. Yes. Today's episode is going to be on YouTube.
Yes.
We're going to have some past episodes on YouTube as well.
Yes.
Please look for us, subscribe, like all that good stuff. This YouTube channel existed a while ago. Our friend Dan helped us set it up. And I think Freddie also did not realize we had a YouTube channel set up already.
We plumb forgot.
No, I didn't even know.
I forgot.
Okay, I straight up did not know. So I feel like the channel is in a bit of an algorithm doghouse, so to speak. Mm-hmm. So, please be patient with us if you struggle to find it. Hopefully you don't struggle to find it. I'm hoping that the more consistent uploads will help the searchability and all that good stuff. We're working on the background layout and stuff like that. So the first few episodes here might look a little different, but we'll eventually have like a consistent look and all that good stuff. So thank you everyone again for, supporting our show and being with us. And, we're not tech people, obviously, but we're doing our best and we appreciate you. And you get the real me on this show with no makeup. And I don't know if that's an incentive, but I feel like, at least people will know the authenticity is here.
We're going to be bigger than Mr. Beast.
I don't know who Mr. Beast is. Oh, wait, I do.
He's the biggest YouTuber in the world. And that's who we're coming for. So we're also coming for Rogan. And we're coming for all of the most popular things. So we need your help. Boost us, love us. Give us feedback and we'll try and apply it.
Yes. Good feedback. Please be kind. Which I don't doubt. Anyway, all right, let's do we have anything else to say about the YouTube channel? I still can't believe we're called 1050. What is that?
But if you search the Pickup WNBA pod or podcast, you'll find us.
You will. And you'll get to see my shocked face to find. I thought you were joking when you said 1050.
At the Pickup 1050. At the Pickup WNBA.
What is 1050?
Ask Dan. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
This is what happens when someone else sets up your stuff. Why is
Dan helped us set up our social media. Dan Gallia, a friend of ours.
A website and a bunch of stuff.
A website?
Yes.
We have a website?
Yes, we do. Come on. Get it together, dude. We have a link tree and it's like got our Instagram. It's got our Twitter.
Website?
We got our YouTube page. We got you can find us at the Sonar Network on Instagram, on Twitter.
pickupwnbapod.com.
Yeah, but it's like a link tree. So it's a website set up through Linktree. So it's one of those like Wix style things.
Okay, but what's the URL?
I will send it to you right now. How about that? Guys, I'm catching Catherine up on some stuff.
I know, like, in my mind, Dan helped us set up our social media accounts, but I didn't realize that included a website.
It did. He went the extra mile for us, and he did tell us at the time. So in the chat,
I don't see a link to a website here. The
it's
Pickup Podcast on Sonar Network.
No, in our I sent it to you in our StreamYard. This is
Yeah.
great podcasting, by the way.
Oh, this is terrible podcasting.
We're rocking it.
But none of these links are just to a website.
This is a website. Link tr.ee.
Okay, Linktree isn't a website.
What is it?
It's just a link tree.
Okay, I guess maybe I'm wrong.
Oh my god. Should I edit this out? Is this insane?
No, this is who we are. This is who we are. People need to know.
Oh my god.
They're like, am I listening to a WNBA podcast or two millennials lost on the internet? Like, do these two people get lost in the forest that is the internet, or am I listening to a WNBA podcast? The answer is both, folks.
Oh my god.
Joe Biden resigned today, and we resigned today. Okay? And
yeah, we need our own Kamala to take over because I'm too old.
We're not 80,
but
we're halfway there. You know what I mean?
Oh god, don't remind me. Okay, listen. A link tree, in my opinion, is not a website.
Okay. Folks, get in the comments. If you think a link tree is a website, let us know. If you think it's not a website, let us know as well. If you want more answers about why there's a 1050 at the end of our on YouTube, get in the comments. Subscribe. We're gonna get answers for you. We're gonna watch that Maya Moore doc, and we are absolutely gonna get to the bottom of all of this.
I'm losing my mind right now.
That's a Freddie guarantee. We're gonna figure this out, folks.
I'm losing my goddamn
Scooby-Doo and the crew are on it.
Wow. All right. We got to move on before my brain literally explodes.
And Kathy Engelbert, if this is the one you've chosen to listen to, listen. Still hire us. You know what I mean? We're ideas people. We'll get in the room. We'll spritz.
I'm gonna cry.
Jazz it up.
Listen, if I don't edit this out and Kathy Engelbert listens to this episode,
then we get rich.
Cry. I actually think I do need to edit this out.
No, please don't.
I don't know, Freddie.
I don't know. If you think Catherine should edit this out, get in the comments. Let us know if you think
we're 8 minutes in. We're 8 minutes in. Freddie, I don't know.
I'm in.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to leave it on YouTube, but the actual podcast feed. No, God, it's so much work.
No,
I don't know.
It's in. Let's rock.
Okay, All-Star Weekend just happened.
Yes.
I want to talk about All-Star Friday as well as the actual game itself. Do you want to start with Friday first?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so I have a thought about the skills challenge. Overall, I like the skills challenge. I liked the little lightsaber things, although I did feel like that was a bit of a sponsorship missed opportunity. You know, like in the 3-point contest, they have that starry 3-ball.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why not make those lightsabers a sponsorship thing? But anyway.
Well, Ryan Ruocco tried. Like
with the Star Wars?
He wouldn't. He's like, Darth Sidious. Look out, Jonquil Jones. Oh, no, it's Darth Vader. Be careful, McBride. Like, he was the corniest I've ever heard him, but I love him. We stand for Ryan Ruocco.
Yeah.
But that was some corny stuff.
Yeah, it was. But I think, if it were,
I love a good corny announcer, though. I just wanted to say that. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine. It didn't bother me, because to me that's sort of like what All-Star is. But anyway, I'm just noting that. But my opinion is that I don't like that the players can just miss the shot completely and just keep going.
Okay,
I think there
this is
should be
my world.
there should be multiple racks of balls on the side ready to go, and I think you should have to stay until you hit the shot. Cuz to me, to like win a skills challenge and not make all the shots is just really weird to me.
Okay, so here we go. I'm going to disagree. I don't disagree with you often. And it's not a hard disagree, but as I was watching it, I was thinking the exact same thing. So there's always this weirdness with like skills challenge, 3-point, in the NBA dunk off. And so I was like, how do you reward the people who get the first pass, hit the first shot? And you reward them by the fact that they hit the shot means they get to move on and it's faster. So they are going faster. So like if you're going to miss 3 shots, you still have to like get those 3 shots and launch them. I think maybe a compromise is that they have to take like 5 shots or 5 passes. What I think is the worst type of television is someone who can't make a pass. It happened to Scotty Barnes in the skills competition once. Or actually, no, he couldn't hit like a bucket.
It's happened a bunch of times.
And it's so boring and it's so cringe when the person just keeps shooting and everyone's like, oh, maybe they'll hit this one. And it's like at some point you're like, wrap it up. And then it's like they've lost and it keeps going. This is a way to like sort of like kill some of the cringe. I know, this is WNBA, but like the dunk off is the worst with like the missed attempts. It's like, oh God.
Yeah, but that's a totally different thing.
It is, but even the skills, so like the pass is sort of like you got to move on.
But I think the shots, like you have to make the shots. It's a skills contest.
It is.
How are you winning a skills contest and you don't make all the shots?
I think the shots are important, but I mean, do you want to watch someone take 10 shots?
Why should it take 10 shots?
Listen.
10 you're going to miss that shot?
It happens.
No, I think I understand your point about pacing, but then there should be like, I don't know. I don't want to overcomplicate the rules, but if there was like a penalty or something like that, you know what I mean? Maybe it was like because it's like you have to do it the fastest, right? So maybe like you lose a second off your time.
Okay.
If you miss the shots.
Yeah.
But there should be something for it. There should be something there. Because to me, it was very like it was not satisfying to see people not make the shots and it just not even matter. Because then it's like you could just suck at all of it, but if you run around the court the fastest, then you win. And that doesn't make sense to me.
But here's what I'm saying though. Can you run around the court the fastest if you're playing against someone who hits their first shot? Because you have to take 3 shots and they're hitting a shot and they're moving on.
Well, but there's multiple shots.
Right, but I'm saying like if someone's hitting their shots, they're likely to finish faster.
Yeah, so then they win and they deserve to win.
There we go.
Why would that be a problem?
Well, if you're missing your shots, you're going to naturally go slower, even if you run fast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if there's still 3 attempts.
Yeah, but I like your idea though. What if it's something like this? We're in the weeds here, but what if it's something like this?
We're in the weeds with this whole episode, and I'm already so self-conscious about it.
Oh, listen, get in the comments, folks. Tell us whether we need to be self-conscious or not. No, really though, like, check this out. 5 seconds, you get like 5 seconds off your total time if you hit the first shot in any of the particular areas.
Like a 5-second bonus?
Yeah. So you're
not punished for not making them, but if you do make it on the first try, you get a reward.
Yes. So it's like, let's say like whatever McBride, or Alicia Gray, who is super fast, hits her first shot. It's like 5 seconds off of the total time.
Okay. Yeah, something, but but it should be acknowledged, I think, in some way.
Okay. I think we've settled this, Engelbert.
if you made it this far.
She did.
Okay. Yeah, I think that works, but I do like a challenge. I do like a skills challenge, but it just needs a bit of tweaks, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. I have thoughts about the 3-on-3, which was the
Okay.
next event.
I'll throw this out there.
Uh-huh.
A little bit boring.
A little.
Um, yeah. Are you gonna take that further?
No, it was boring. It was just straight up boring.
Okay, so maybe I was being polite. Here's the deal. It's an Olympic event, and I love basketball, but I don't care that much about 3-on-3 basketball. And if you are a fan of 3-on-3 basketball, listen, don't be offended or anything. And I'm excited for, Stewie's league
Mm.
and Collier's league, but I'm mostly excited about like getting more opportunities to get women paid than I am about watching actual 3-on-3 basketball.
Well, I think in this all-star weekend format, there's just nothing at stake. And I think that's part of it, right? Like there's just nothing at stake. So we're watching a painfully uncompetitive 3-on-3 basketball. It's not, you
Mhm.
know what I mean? Like it was really just like just watching people play for fun. So to me, it's like, again, like it just felt like a bit of a missed opportunity. Like they could be playing for charity on either side, you know what I mean? You could fill the other half of the court like with like kids who are like repping the different charities or
Mhm.
something like that. Like you could do, with every city that all stars in, they could represent different local hospitals or something like that. And then now like they'll inject all this energy into the event and now there's something on the line, and I think that would juice up the event more because I don't hate the 3-on-3 in theory. It's just it just can't just be people passing the ball around for fun for no reason. Like you got to add some kind of competitive fire to it. So I think adding a charity element or something like that, adding a bunch of kids in there to like really juice it up, I think that could make it really fun.
Here, here. It definitely seemed like filler. I'll
That
say
was
that.
mad filler. Oh my god.
But this like the All Star for every league. All Star is so weird, and like
Mm.
there's always weird experiments and like bad interviews and like failures and like me and my partner Caitlin were watching what was it called? It was like the orange Tissot walk or whatever, but it was basically the red carpet for the W. And it was like
Yeah.
so, we were talking about this the other day, like, right, like how do they kind of cash in on how big of a deal, how big of a fashion deal the W is, and it's like, okay, cool, here we go. But like the camera was like off frame. You could see part of the wall. The backdrop wasn't good. The lighting wasn't great. And the first guest was like Sophie Cunningham, and like the interviewers were good, but it was just a little bit. It was like kind of giving some amateur vibes, and I'm like, man, like let's
Yeah.
sort this out. Let's sort this out, WNBA. Like, come on, like this is like,
Also, like they had this whole red carpet thing like the day before all the events. So it was like, what is this red carpet for? Where are they going after this? Like a red carpet event is like meant to lead up to something.
yeah.
So it was like they set up this red carpet and then it didn't go anywhere. So I thought that was really confusing. Like I think doing that on the Friday makes sense, or on the Saturday or whatever, right? Like, but to have it on like the Thursday and just it be a red carpet and nothing else was odd to me.
Here, here.
Stop doing that. Stop.
It feels right to say here, here when you've hit all the points, and I
It
can't
does,
really.
but the second time had a sarcastic tone, I felt.
Oh yeah, okay. Um,
Maybe
then
maybe I'm so thrown by our very long intro today.
Maybe, but I feel like I have a smirk, and for our new YouTube listeners, you're gonna notice a smirk on me at all times. I'm one of those people where I'm like inappropriate at a funeral, like it's like the vibes are off.
This is
Like,
true.
you know what I mean?
This
Like,
is
listen,
true.
like, and when you get to know me well, you're like, oh my god, this guy is a clown,
No,
and
no,
not by choice, not by choice. Okay, well, how about
you're
this?
great. I'm being, this is like 10 at night we're doing this. So
Yes.
maybe that's, I'm being the weird one, surprisingly.
This is what the people want. This is the dynamic.
I don't know if that's true. Okay. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on the 3-on-3. The 3-point contest, personally, Freddie, I'm curious to know how you feel. I personally love the 3-point contest. It was disappointing that Sabrina wasn't in it again.
Sure.
And, there's no Caitlin Clark, but I actually kind of understood their reasons.
Me too. It was very, very legit.
Yeah. So Sabrina, I remember during a post game recently, she talked about how she just didn't feel her shot was totally there right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I get the sense that Sabrina is just generally very hard on herself, and that I deeply relate to, if that hasn't been obvious in these first 20 minutes. So I get that, even though I don't know if that's the sole reason, but I think the Olympics coming up and everything is probably also a factor too, because she's got other things she's got to prep for. And then Caitlin Clark said that she essentially just needs a break because she's gone from college hoops straight to WNBA hoops. So she's been playing for a really long time without a break. So I also really understood that. None of those answers bothered me, but I think some fans might have been disappointed. I'm not sure.
Fans were definitely disappointed, but this is
like I was more understandably disappointed.
Yeah, which is,
does that make sense? Like, yeah.
I'm reticent to say here, but I am in full agreement that I mean, I get it. People are always upset when you can't see the person who who's the absolute star who you want to see. And so it was Jonquil Jones, Stephanie Dolson, Kayla McBride, Alicia Gray, Marina Mabry, all great shooters. And I think we buried the lead a little bit here because you did say off the top, but like it was fantastic. And this is it's a bulletproof event.
Yeah.
It's structured in a way where it's always going to be competitive.
Mm-hmm.
It's always exciting. I have a little thing I think could maybe improve it, but it's really bulletproof. And Jonquil Jones, Alicia Gray, it just really came down to the single last shot.
Yeah, that was incredible.
I felt for Jonquil Jones, but it was great, and it was so entertaining. And just like a fantastic event that never fails. And it was incredible. Like and when you see events like that, it makes you look at the other events, and you're sort of like, can you figure this out? Because the 3-point competition is awesome.
Yeah, I agree. I think this one was really exciting. And then obviously, like, shout out to Alicia Gray for winning both the 3-point contest and the skills competition, the first person to do that. Yeah, that was absolutely incredible. And there's this feeling during the 3-point contest when you're like, oh, are they going to do it? Are they going to achieve the impossible? And that's what makes that event super, super exciting. Freddie, what is your suggestion for it?
Combined score. So
in the
I like,
okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? In the 3-point competition, every year, the shooters are tired. And, Jonquil Jones had that incredible 26 points in the first round.
Yeah.
And I think she finished with 21 in the second round. And it's like, I think it should be like, okay, well, your total is 47. So I feel like that sort of like, I mean, it takes away a little bit from like the pressure of the moment, but it still puts it still has a it still has a built-in pressure. And I feel like we often see
Yeah.
in the 3-point competition, people have like incredible first rounds, and the second round is, they're just fatigued, which makes a lot of
Right.
sense because it's tiring.
How would you feel if NBA players did the 3-point contest in the WNBA All-Star game?
I'd love it.
Like how Sabrina did it in the NBA one in February.
I'd love it. I think it would be a great cross promotion.
Yeah, I thought that would be. Yeah, I was thinking like, man, that would be really cool if that were. I mean, but at the same time, it's like you don't want to take that spot away.
That's true.
From other women in the league, as I'm talking this out loud, but yeah, I don't know. There's something there. That would be interesting to see, but maybe we just save that for the NBA one. I'm not sure.
Also, more shooters. You had 5 shooters.
Mhm.
Give me 10, and give me like 4 people in the second round.
How did you?
Yeah, it's such a good event. Like, it's just fun to watch.
Yeah. How did you feel about your girlfriend, Steph Dolson?
She was all right, but not great. I don't know that they had the absolute best shooters in this event for this particular year.
I was shocked they said on the broadcast that she's leading the league in 3-point percentage.
I was also shocked.
I was quite surprised by that. I didn't expect that.
But this is a bit like sort of like basketball, like nerd of me, but there's a big difference between percentage and then like volume 3-point shooting.
Yes, yeah.
And there's like, and shout out to Dolson. You can't take anything away from her, like especially adding that to her game in recent years. But like, it's sort of, she has a percentage going on, which is amazing and it's efficient, but it's not as if, I could pull it up, but it's not as if she's like launching 4 or 5 threes a game. Right. So
yeah,
when it comes to
when
it comes to a competition like this, it's kind of hard to have that volume show out.
So she was injured for a while,
mm-hmm.
if I remember correctly. I don't remember what her exact injury was, but she was out for a while, and now she's back with the Mystics. And forgive me, I haven't seen a ton of Mystics games this year, but I wonder like if her game just hasn't come back like fully 100% yet, because I mean, they said it like she was gassed, but she was like really more gassed than the other players were going through it. So I don't know if she had like less time to prep for this event, or if she's like still sort of like playing her way into shape post injury or something like that. But it was, I don't know, like compared to like seeing her on the Liberty and the Chicago Sky before that, it was noticeable, I felt.
Yeah, no, I think that's totally fair.
I mean, I'm rooting for her, don't get me wrong, like, but it was,
just to,
because if she had the energy, because like that first half she was so good, you know what I mean, like she could have made a big difference. But maybe we'll see it next year, like yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm just going to correct myself a little bit here, because Stephanie Dolson has taken 101 threes this year. So she's in
she is a high volume shooter.
Yeah, she's top 20 in the W for taking for attempted threes, shooting at 48.5%. And by comparison, Jonquel Jones has taken 101 threes as well and is shooting 39%. So
incredible.
Stephanie Dolson's actually having like a fire year from 3. So let me,
she's really changed her game. That part's really cool. Okay, Freddie, let's talk about the game. Let's talk about the All-Star game. This was competitive from beginning to end. It was really exciting. I loved this game. I think this was one of my more favorite All-Star games in a while.
It was amazing.
I loved having Cheryl Miller on the bench.
Oh my God, the Cheryl Miller. There were so many beautiful moments.
We need Cheryl Miller in this thing every year.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not, because I don't, again, that takes a spot away from another coach or something, But
Cheryl's a legend. She's such a quote too.
Yeah, she was so cool. She was on it. Like we need to find a way to have Cheryl Miller a part of this All-Star weekend every year. Like it just has
Yes,
to happen.
she needs to be part of the. Well, here's the deal. I mean, I don't know if we had this conversation before, but at some point I went down a rabbit hole and I was like, did a lot of like Googling and like reading of Cheryl Miller, and like she's sort of like purposely chosen to be out of the limelight.
Yeah.
And so that's a whole thing, and it's very valid, and we all obviously respect her choice, but man, is it nice to see her. And she's such a legendary basketball player. So it just feels like she's supposed to be a part of the W. But that's like kind of like
well,
it's a privilege to watch her.
She was a coach. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it was, yeah, I didn't realize that she just chose to, but I mean, I guess in a way I did realize that, because obviously like people would hire her if she wanted to be out there, but
yeah, she is coaching, but she's not,
where's she coaching right now?
I think it was a Division 2. I could Google it. I think it was a Division 2 team. Well, if you don't know, since we've gone here, her mom passed away, and she did not take it. Yeah, didn't want to be. It was, and she felt way too much pressure in being in the NBA world, and she didn't handle it like. Well, she handled it perfectly, but she sort of was uncomfortable with like where her life was at the time. And it's a weird, for I think fans of the NBA, it's almost weird because like all of a sudden we started seeing a lot more Reggie Miller, and it was kind of like,
in the broadcast,
where's Cheryl Miller? But so she took that loss and she was like, I need to be away.
But that would have been like a while ago.
It was a long while ago, but so
interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure where she's coaching now, but it's like not like a big time school. Is it no to let's keep talking, and I will find this as we're.
No, all good. I mean, in any case, yeah, like her being there it just felt like such a breath of fresh air, and it added just an extra level of fun to what was a really competitive and really good game. We should talk about Arike Ogumbowale, because she is the final, well, not the final, sorry, the All-Star MVP back to back. We did say last week that we had a feeling she was gonna show up and show out along with De'Erica Hamby, and
she did.
And that, yeah, she really did. Also, Nneka Ogwumike did as well. Like, they really took this game both seriously and personally, but still with a lot of joy, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? They were still playing with so much joy and fun. And for Arike Ogumbowale to get all her points in the second half was just absolutely wild. I don't think I've ever seen that before. And it was just incredible. And I'm really, really happy for her.
Yeah, me too. Like, she definitely was like, like whatever political reasons we don't exactly know about her not being on Team USA, I think it was abundantly clear that she very much, if there's a snub, it's her. And she very much is like the person who should be on Team USA. Yeah, she was incredible. I mean, like, she's definitely stole the show. The fact that all her points are in the second half, and it's the way she scores as well is so flashy and fun to watch. Like, it's pretty cool.
We got to talk about our rookies, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese with a double-double in her first All-Star game. Just, I was like, man, she's like a magnet with these rebounds. Like, it's actually just really incredible to watch.
It's a joy to watch.
And Caitlin Clark, not quite, but close to breaking the assist record. She got 10. I really enjoyed her on the broadcast with Ryan Ruocco. when Ryan Rucco told her that the record was 11 and that it's Sue Bird's, and she's like, "Oh, it's Sue's. Okay, cool. I'm gonna break it." Like even though she didn't end up breaking it, but like I love that competitive fire. I love that level of fun, and man, like I just can't get over. It's like every single week they put a greater impression on the league, if that's a way to put it. You know what I mean? Like they just keep letting their stamp be known every single week, and they were incredible in this rookie game. They or in this All-Star game, they didn't look like rookies in this game, and it was just, man. I was like, I actually had like a moment watching this game where I was like, I am so happy that I get to just witness all of this in real time.
Yeah, it's absolutely overstated as a comparison, but it's Magic Bird. This is such a moment for the WNBA. These two players have really shown up in like unique and different ways. Like, we haven't even really talked about it because it just like so much going on in the WNBA. But like Caitlin's last game before the All-Star game, she broke the assist record.
Oh yeah.
19 assists. And like, everyone do yourself a favor, go watch the YouTube. Like, it's incredible. The 19 assists are just it's insane. Watching her pass to like Jonquil Jones, watching her pass to Angel, like it's just like, she and Angel are like such a blessing to this league. I really feel for Cameron Brink, for who was like on pace to be like a big impactful rookie as well. And I know the rest of the rookie class is good too, but man, it's like it's so, we'll get to it later, but like such a golden era for the league. Like a couple moments I want to touch on. There's there was so much entertaining basketball. Like it was so competitive, which is amazing. The fact that it was like Team USA and versus everybody else, kind of like, and shout out to one of our Twitter followers who very gently called us out for saying that Team USA was going to smash, and saying like, we might have been a bit off, and we were off. I like that, like seeing the starting lineups, I was like, holy shit, Jonquil Jones, Dewana Bonner, like Caitlin Clark. I was like, this Team WNBA is for real. Like, but yeah, two moments I wanted to just like point out as like, oh man, just like weird shit is the quick aside that they're like, Aubrey Plaza came to Phoenix and played a game of knockout and tore her ACL. So Aubrey Plaza being on the sidelines with a torn ACL I was like, this is so fucking weird. Like I feel for her, like showing up and playing around and tearing her ACL. That sucks. And then the other thing was when they did all of the like shout outs, it was so cool to see. I know she was there last year, but like seeing Brittany Griner in Phoenix, and then also seeing Taurasi in Phoenix, like, I mean, Sophie Cunningham and Clea Copper was cool, but there's just an emotional element to Griner and Taurasi.
I mean, we also haven't talked about, or we did a bit. We talked about the new practice court, but this week we saw the videos and the unveiling of it, and like people were like emotional.
Yeah.
Walking into that practice facility, and there was a really awesome clip of Diana Taurasi and Jewel Lloyd. So Jewel Lloyd is checking out the facility, and then she's like saying like, oh, like congratulations, like you deserve it. And then Diana Taurasi was like, no, we deserve it. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. That's cool. So cool, man. Like I just, yeah, I mean, I love Diana Taurasi. We got to talk about that moment at the end of the game where, Team USA lost, and, they have this huddle, and, Taurasi's the vocal leader in that huddle, right? She's like, this sucks, but we got to remember to show up no matter who we're playing, and this, that. And I was like, yeah, man, like they're getting focused. They're getting ready to go. And, I mean, I love little moments like that. I feel like as a basketball junkie, I just like, those tiny little things like that, I eat them up.
It's amazing, and like Team USA women's basketball. Yeah, I mean I've said this before, and they're known as being the best team of all
Mhm.
time, right? They
Mhm.
have such a winning history. They're so dominant, and I think we're seeing more and more of an international. I was watching with my partner, and she was like, "So like Team USA, like." Are they really better than like the rest of the world? And like she's just getting into the W, and I'm like, yeah, they're so much better. It's not even close. And she's like, well, is there international players? And I was like, there is, but it's not quite, like other leagues.
Mhm.
We'll see what happens in the Olympics, right? But like it just in friendly competition, South Sudan almost beat Team USA.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Doesn't have a single NBA player. And like you watch that game and it's like South Sudan's for real. They're like
Mhm.
they're absolutely nasty. And I'm sure Team USA, wasn't took them kind of lightly, but the rest of the world's coming. And I think that Diana is also like just making sure like I'm going to get my 6th gold medal. Like
Mhm.
let's get this done. Like
Mhm.
the rest of the world can come later, not on my time.
Yeah, and it's gonna be really significant to see, Brittany Griner playing for USA, right? For the
Mhm.
Olympics. Like,
It's going to be awesome.
yeah. Okay, Freddie, we're 40 minutes in. We were gonna talk about this TV deal.
Yes.
Do we want to do that, or do we want to save it for our next episode?
Well, you know what? Let me give you some of the highlights because I feel like it is kind of like breaking news. It is really big. We are also going to learn so much more as details come. So I think the big thing is, um, so there's, I think the big thing is that it's fantastic, right? So we're about to go from $50 million a year to $200 million a year.
Mhm.
So salaries, everything's going to go up. Um,
Mhm.
the NBA, which owns 60% of the WNBA, did in fact negotiate the deal. And then here's where you have Cheryl Miller and you have, some of the major kind of like reps of the W saying that they feel like they're, this is still undervalued. And, it's an 11-year deal that's 2.2 billion dollars, which is an obscene amount of money. It's proof of
Mhm.
concept. The league's in a great place. But I think also what's important here is that in 3 years, the league has a right to kind of like renegotiate this deal and say like, actually, you've undervalued us, so we need to get paid even more.
Mm.
Another part of it is that 3 other major companies, I think it's like Comcast, I don't know, like two like just like giant companies, are 2 or 3 giant companies are going to add more money to this pot. So potentially another $50 million a year. And yeah, so the players are going to want a bigger piece of the pie. That's like the biggest thing I think that is coming,
And they're
right?
gonna get it, like,
And they're going
without
to get it,
question.
right?
Yeah.
They're going to get it. And yeah, so overall, just a really, really good thing. It's a lot more money coming into the league where we can seriously look at a future where where athletes in the W are going to make 7 figures. So that's where we're headed. And this kind of like, do you need to play elsewhere? Like so much of the conversation that's around the sort of like the delegitimizing of the W really is going to fizzle out because this league's for real
Thank
and
God.
big money. So
About time.
yeah.
Yeah, no, those were great highlights. And I imagine too, like as time goes on and maybe even in the off season, like we'll be able to kind of like dive into, deeper details with all of this. The
Mhm.
only thing I find confusing about this the new TV deal is like it just seems like there's a lot of networks and or streamers in different places involved, which makes sense.
Mhm.
But the searchability of these games, I wonder if that's going to become harder as a result of it being so divided. So, I mean, we'll have to wait and see if that happens or not. But I find like whenever I'm logging into League Pass, it's always redirecting me somewhere else, and then I have to have that service. So
yeah, no,
you
that's a great point. And that's actually with the new NBA deal, which happened a couple of weeks ago. That's going to happen more. So the NBA is also split between more companies. And by the way, the companies that have already sort of agreed to this like huge first deal it's Amazon, Comcast, and Disney. And then the companies that are coming in still are CBS and Ion.
that's a lot.
Yeah. It's huge.
I mean, it's great for them
companies.
financially. Like, it's obviously great, but hopefully they make it easier. They make it easy for us. We'll see.
Yeah. One last thing I wanted to add, just because I never heard this detail, and at some point we'll sort of like maybe we'll go through like a PDF file or some shit of like, well, we'll really get in the weeds here of like what exactly is all of the agreements, and yeah, so I'm just going to read this paragraph. Other issues on players' minds include pensions for retirees, roster sizes, and improving parental and fertility benefits. The CBA currently stipulates that players must have played for 8 years before receiving a $20,000 benefit for family planning services like adoption and egg freezing, a threshold many players never reach. So this is from a really good article that I suggest anyone who's interested read. It's on the New York Times and written by Tanya Ganguli, Ganguli. And it's all about the bargaining power and the labor deal and the people they use to sort of evaluate salaries and media rights and all that kind of stuff. It's very, very interesting. But anyways,
Wow.
I never heard that nugget about what exactly the fine print is for family planning. So you have to play for 8 years. Like that's anyways. Yeah. So
I imagine that will also be negotiated with the next CBA as well. So
totally.
I don't know if it's going to stay there, but yeah, I mean, the whole family planning issue is a big deal with this league. So
it is.
Yeah, I look forward to revisiting that as it comes up. With that, Freddie, it is time for your fun question.
Here we go. This is a classic for me. I love it. We were sort of diving into this at the beginning of the podcast with talking about the skills challenge. What's an event, Catherine, that you would add?
I'd like you to go first on this.
Okay. So I think I've pitched this before in an NBA one, and this is an improved version.
Okay.
So check this out. A free throw competition. Now,
so stupid.
Right? It's stupid, right? Pretty stupid. Pretty boring. But here's how you jazz it up a little bit.
Okay.
So I have 2 versions of it. One is, let's say you have like 10 players and it's just like straight up elimination. So you build tension by being like, let's say like Caitlin goes up, hits a free throw. Diana goes up, hits a free throw. And it's like, you think like, oh man, these players are so good. They're never going to miss a free throw. It's like players miss free throws. And it just, each time you miss, you're bumped. You're out. So it's sort of like,
so it's like a last person standing.
Or if that takes too long because they are so good, you can be like, each player gets like 3 minutes, hit as many free throws as you can.
You just went on a whole tangent about pacing.
Yeah.
This completely goes against that.
It's a different event.
Doesn't matter at all. That doesn't matter in this.
I rest my case, Your Honor. It's a different event.
Here. I don't want to see that. I don't. There's too many free throws in the game as it is.
You don't want to see free throws?
No, there's too many as it is. That's like having let's have a coach's challenge event.
Okay. Now we're talking.
where we just simulate a gray area of a play and we challenge.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
USA
Everyone gets to do a coach's challenge. How about you can challenge the challenge?
Oh my god. Challenge Inception.
This is good.
There we go. That's an event. Oh my god. But you've pitched this before.
And I'll pitch it again.
How did it go when you pitched it before?
Didn't go well.
What did they say?
Probably what you said. Boring.
Why are we taking water breaks at the same time?
It's a vibe.
This is insane. Kathy Engelbert cannot see this episode.
She's gonna see it. She's gonna call me.
This is why we need a Patreon. We need people should pay for this.
Kathy's gonna call me in the middle of the night, and she's gonna be like, "Are you the free throw guy?" And I'm gonna be like, "The free throw guy? Yeah, I am the free throw guy." And she's gonna be like, "I'm flying you down, chartered, to my house ASAP."
Wow.
I need you to. We gotta have some meetings about this.
Okay. Well, all right. Let me know.
I will.
Let me know if that happens. And okay, so my event is silly. I've gone a bit silly with this, but this is based off of one of my favorite halftime acts.
Okay.
And that is babies racing.
Okay.
Across the court. Imagine we have so many babies racing across the court that we have an all-star event with babies and with kids. Come on, it would be so cute.
Hey, I have a baby. I'm into this.
Yeah, see, there you go. We could have the players' babies in it if they want. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I love babies racing and I want more of it. This is it. It's kind of stupid. Also, where's the basketball? Right? This is what I thought you would say.
No, I mean,
I would rather watch babies racing over a free throw contest.
Hey, if babies are like an element that's allowed, scrap my idea because all my ideas are going to be baby focused.
Babies shooting free throws.
Babies shooting free throws. Here we go. Now we're talking. No, babies trying new foods. Okay.
Okay, now that really has nothing to do with basketball.
Listen,
at least my race is on the court.
But you opened up the gates to just baby convention.
No, I didn't.
It's like best in show, but it's a baby.
This is a different event. Now it's a different event.
They can wear basketball shirts.
How would you train a baby for such a convention?
You wouldn't. It would be traumatizing and probably exploitative.
Anyway, it would be for charity. It would be for fun. You know what I mean? This is all for fun.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought about maybe like some sort of dance off would be fun too, but that also has nothing really to do with basketball. I don't know. You could have a dance off with different team dance packs.
Wow.
That would be cool.
Fantastic idea.
Okay, I just thought of that one.
Oh my God. You pulled it
a
out of nowhere.
dance off with different team dance packs. Would be really cool.
Come on. Why doesn't that happen? That's Engelbert. Skip the first 52 minutes and listen to the end of this app because we got an idea for you.
Oh my God. To all our listeners, I love you and I appreciate you so much. And I can't believe this episode is.
Listen.
I can't believe a link tree is not a website. It's not made by Wix or anything else. A link tree is just a link tree. Okay. Why Dan would put the numbers 1050 at the end of, I don't know why.
Okay. Any other grievances? Here. Me saying here.
No, that's fine.
Okay. I'm taking, so just two grievances.
Just those two. And that it took us the first 10 minutes of this podcast to figure that out is just unreal. So thank you for bearing with us. And, Freddie, I didn't really yes and that moment, but I'm a stand-up. I'm not an improviser,
Fair enough. But, we all, I don't know. I'm not yes-anding you right now. I mean, you got a yes and. I'm no butting your yes and.
There we go. What else, Freddie, do you have to say?
The pickup WNBA pod 1050. Let's go. 1050.
1050 is like a radio station here in Toronto.
Or it's a YouTube channel. Check it out. Subscribe.
Listen, we are on YouTube. This episode is going to be on YouTube, whether anyone watches it or not. But please subscribe. We're going to get better at this. I promise you. We're working out the kinks clearly. But, this is new. This part of it is new for us. And, that always has a bit of rough edges before it's smooth sailing. So even like this background that I whipped up, it's decent. I like the cute little, animated girls I found playing basketball. But we're gonna improve this also, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna improve my setup. My lighting. Let me know how can I make this look better? Because it's a bit of this just baby stuff
Your
everywhere.
basement.
Yeah.
You could have some WNBA art.
I do, but I don't know how to. Now we're really in the weeds. I don't know how to hang it close enough to the camera for it to be visible.
Okay.
So I got to work on it.
We'll work on that. Maybe, invite me over.
Yeah.
I can see baby Remy again.
Yeah. Do some interior decorating.
Yeah. I'll help you with some interior decorating. I like my interior. My pillow's a little slanted, but otherwise,
You nailed it.
Thank you. Thank you again, everyone. Really appreciate it. And next week, I think we're off next week.
Yeah, we're off next week. I'm away. So everyone, enjoy the beginning of the Olympics. The W is back on August 15th, but we will be, covering some Olympics and some big news, probably diving more into, stuff like this TV deal. And we'll be back on our next episode is going to be on the 5th of August. So we're missing next week and we'll be back first week of August.
Amazing. Thank you, everyone. And we'll catch you next time.
Thanks,
Bye.
pal. See ya.